no party like a Cowboy party, cause a Cowboy party don't stop. I know you guys crunk, right? Let this room fill up. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's go. Let's go. Let the room fill up. We're gonna talk. We're here live, like 95. Yeah. Come on. The room fill up. All right. LAW Nation. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're grinding, right? The day before the game. All type of possibilities that's rumbling in our minds. Can anybody disagree? Nah. We all agreeing with this situation, right? Oh man, if you guys not crunk right now, I don't know about you all. Boy, I'm crunk. It's a game that we all love to play. It's called the Dallas Cowboys game. And it's versus whoever, right? Right? Shout out to you, Sean. Shout out to you, Gregory. Shout out to you, Isaac. Man, really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let me give me some. Yeah. All right, Cowboy Nation. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. My name is Law Nation, LAW Nation. Just a quick recap of last week before we talk about this week. We won last week, believe it or not. It's not Ripley's, believe it or not, at that, right? So now what we're looking for is seeing if we can marry what happened last week, Kelvin and Chris. Really appreciate you all. What they did last week for this week. Let me repeat. Now we want to see if we can marry what we did last week and bring it this week. We play against a common opponent because the Seattle Seahawks been a type of situation or a type of team that we face commonly, so we should know the tendencies. We should know what they're trying to bring to the table. We should figure out what they're trying to do out there, right? Sean, and just right, Cowboy Nation, and everybody that's watching, man, please give me that share button too, man. Just hit it so I can see if you guys share this content. Let that friend, neighbor, foe know when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond. Akeem, what's good? My brother from another mother, no other, right? Are we ready for Seattle? We would know by tomorrow. We will know. This is the type of situation where we're facing against a Russell Wilson, who they said they're going to let him cook. Let me repeat. They're going to let him cook. And I ain't talking about cornflakes. No. This guy's cooking ribeyes. Asparagus with the tip. This guy got T-bone steaks out there. I'm talking about this guy's putting up touchdowns and these sorts of things. But hey, newsflash, he's been in the league for 9-10 years now. And they finally letting him cook, right? We got a quarterback with similar traits, similar skill sets or what have you. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail and say, no, Law. Dak Prescott, he ain't no Russell Wilson. He can't do what Russell Wilson do, I hear it all the time, man. It's crazy that most Cowboy fans don't like Dak Prescott. But people from the outside looking in, they say, man, hey, I'd rather have a Dak Prescott than my quarterback, whatever team they rooting for. But here's the situation. Shout out to you, William Simpson. Appreciate you, Tasha. Yeah, appreciate you. No 12-man nation. No, there's no 12-man at all. No. Stinson, what's good? Bobby Jones, what's good? All right, so here's the situation. Dak Prescott, within the last 4 years, this is going into his 5 years. People like to say this is his fifth year, what have you. No, he's going into it. So you got to play it before you say it, because a lot of times people like to round up. And we all get that, it's understandable. People will say, yeah, he's been in the league for 5 years. No, he's going into it, right? It's like you going to the 12th grade. You didn't graduate yet. You got to earn those credits so you can graduate. So he's going into his 5th year. And before we get into his 5th year, from his stats from 1 to 4, they're very comparable to a Russell Wilson. Very comparable. It's not like it's blasphemous to say that they are different, right? And of course, the low-hanging fruit would be the people that say, well, Russell got a Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That Legion of Boom was the Super Bowl winning situation, And that goes to show you, too, that it's not just one person that wins you the Super Bowl. It's a collective team. And I believe, yes, this defense that we got right now, we exhibiting and exuding. No, this is not Super Bowl caliber-esque defense right now. Now, a lot of things can change. A lot of moving parts can be there later on down the season. But right now, we got some warts. We got some injuries. We got a lot of crazy stuff that's moving around that we have to figure out, Cowboy Nation. And that's what I'm saying. Akeem says, Law, we have to start fast to score first. I just believe we had to play to the extent of not shooting ourselves in the foot, if that makes any sense to you all. Shout out to you, Chuck Hill. Best podcast, best Cowboys podcast, as long as we start fast and get on the board quick, we good. Dak is a beast. It's from Keith Young. Really appreciate you for saying that. Let me just give you one of these. Yeah. I believe what you're saying is that we like to play with a lead. Now, here's the situation with Russell. Just like I said with Dak Prescott, these brothers are even keel brothers. Not a lot of stuff can make them sweat. They play through the end, and they play all the way through the echoes of the whistle. Russell Wilson last game, his first pass or several passes later, whatever, he had a pick 6. The guy took the ball and ran it into the end zone. He didn't shake. He didn't swivel up. He didn't do this, let me hang my head low type of situation. He did like this. All right. I'm not going to try that dish. The customer said they allergic to peanuts. I gave him peanuts and I had some shellfish on there. They was allergic to that. Let me go back and revamp my cooking presentation. And that is what happened, Cowboy Nation. They revamped it and they won the game. They beat out Cam Newton. They beat him out. So my thing is with this, Cowboy Nation, if we do jump out with a lead, if we do get a pick 6, the game is not over with. Remember, it takes 60 minutes for this game to be said and done. At the end of the day, we got to play through the echoes. We got to understand that we got a quarterback that's so dynamic. He can galvanize you in the middle of the field. He can roll out on the pocket. Oh, my goodness. He can kill you with those little tiny legs. He can do all of those things to make you pay. And he's persistent. I call Russell Wilson the quote unquote the honey badger of the offense. What are you coming at? Well, think of the honey badger, not the guy Tyrann Mathieu from the defensive side of the situation, but think of the honey badger from the natural flow of things. The way they so small and so tiny, but they got one of the strongest jaws when they lock down on you, and they got the defensive mechanism that they quick, and they got claws that will claw through just about anything. They said in certain excerpts that a honey badger teeth and claws are so sharp they can go through a turtle shell, right? And they relentless in their approach. That's what I look at when I see a young Russell Wilson. Understanding of the game, read the defense, got the good arm and perfect ball delivery, especially on the deep pass. He will make you pay. He will look at the mismatch, and he will at times turn into a gunslinger. He will. He would do just that, but cautiously go through his progressions. And on top of that, just when you think you got him, he slips out of the thing. He's like, put it like this, he's like Drew Brees, but with legs, right? And he's durable. So it's no knocking him out of the game. He's so compact built. It's like, remember Emmitt Smith would run the rock rarely get hit, rarely get tackled. You would rarely see Russell get hit and plastered off on the field because he knows how to slide. He used some of that baseball background, knows how to get down. So what we're going to have to do is normally when we played and we were successful against the Seattle Seahawks, we played keep away. We did. We played keep away. We ran the ball. Remember back in the days we ran the ball with DeMarco Murray. Keep away. Let the brother not be on the field. Let's put the heels on them. Let them pressure and press a little bit. And just before that time frame, remember in I think it was 2015, that crazy wonky game when we won by 1 point there. It was a battle of the battle. We had, I think we had at the time Brandon Weed or Matt Castle. We gave him a run for his money, although they won. We still played keep away. We ran the rock. We played solid defense, but we were able to keep that game in front of us, although we lost. Right? And then fast forwarding to, I believe it was, and I'm going off the top of my dome, so don't charge it to my head, not my heart. It could be the 2017 game, or it could have been the 18 game, 2018. Could have been one of those games, whereas Earl Thomas caught 2 interceptions. Crazy game. I think it was 17. We went up to, I think they came down here. Crazy game. Dak Prescott threw some crazy picks in that game. But Earl Thomas controlled the middle of the field, and it was still a close game. It was never like a blowout there, I say. And then we went to the playoff situation. Playoffs, talking about playoffs. Shout out to you, Roderick. Really appreciate you. And shout out to Derek Thomas. And shout out to the Thomases. Jessica, really appreciate you. Yeah, let's fight. Let's fight. You got to put it down there in the box, Jessica. You just can't just post without putting it down there. Please put it down there. It starts with a P and it starts with a V. Oh, I know you're going to put it down there, right? I got to see it. William Simpson, yes. In that playoff game, not going to call out certain Cowboys fans, but a win is a win is a win, right? And anytime you get a win in the playoff game, that counts, right? I've seen Cowboys post and say, well, you know, if it wasn't for this and if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't win. But that's life, right? Right, that's life. That's football, too. If it wasn't for Dwight Clark reaching into the skies, because I think Joe Montana was trying to throw the ball away, right? Cowboys would have had 6 Super Bowl rings right about now. But Dwight, he climbed the ladder, right? He pulled the ball down. It was against Everson Walls, right? But Everson Walls switched off to the tight end. He had the quarterback threw the ball away, basically. And Dwight, whatever his name was, it was Dwight Clark, right? That was his last name, right? Dwight Clark. Help me out. Everson switched off on him. Ball flew over his head, and the rest is history. They won a Super Bowl that year. Cowboys could have done the same thing if it wasn't for a matter of circumstances. That's football. Shout out to you, Jimbo. What's good with you, fam? Not many teams are as evenly matched as these two teams going to be. Fun to watch, yeah. I think our receiving corps is going to show out this week. Seattle gives up a lot of deep balls. It's from Keith Young. Nothing but the truth, Keith. Nothing but the truth. Yeah. Let's not hear about the Clark catch. Laughing out loud. This is from Brandon Wentz. No relations to Carson, I believe. My thing is, it's a matter of circumstances. Matter of circumstances. I know it's two different teams, but that's football. The ball bounces a certain way, you know, if the officials don't see a certain play. Look, Cowboys right now is prevalent. Cowboys right now could be 2-0 if the aficionados didn't call push off on Michael Gallup. Or it could be 0-2 right now, right? Matter of circumstances. That's what all football is about. It's a matter of circumstances. But what we got to do is play solid enough to not allow 1 or 2 plays to be the determining factor of a game. I know it kind of sound like a conundrum, but that's the reality of it. You got to play solid enough so that, you know, you would not have it come down to it's a hold call. on a 25-yard play that your player that ran up the middle of the field, and you think it's a game-winning touchdown. Or it's icing of your own kicker, what have you. You call a timeout and your kicker make the kick, and you're saying, dog it, I wish I can get that back. And then the next kick, he miss it wide right, So there's so many things that can go on in football. So that's why I believe football, in its natural sense of thing, is the best sport game in the world, football, because you yourself cannot control it, right? You can't control the game by yourself. It takes 10 other people around you to control it, right? And then you got a head coach who can really put things in places, right? And then on top of that, it's sudden death. It's just like life. We don't have multiple lives in real life, right? But we all awarded 24 hours a day, but it's up to what we do with that 24 hours within the confines of that day. Some people take advantages of it. Some people lazy, sit down, eat their oodles and noodles, get fat, sitting on the couch and complain about the person with the six-pack. You complain about the person that's running, saying that they must think that they look too good because they flexing in the mirror. But in the meantime, in the between time, they're sitting on the couch complaining. But the person that's grinding, I tell people, success happens in private, failure in full view. Nobody sees the person that's working out. Nobody sees the person that's lifting weights 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. If they do that, nobody sees the person that get up and grind and look at film, look at this and looking at that. But they see you when you fall. They see you when you slip. That's just how it goes. That's life. And that's what football basically is, a small replicate of. There's no rewind button in real life. They try to incorporate that, but in real life, there's no rewind button in life, right? Jessica, exactly, Law. Fire. So we got to look at it when the Cowboys win. Don't be pointing out saying, oh, it's because, Dwayne Brown is out, whatever the left tackle or the tackle for the, or guard, what have you, whatever position he plays over there in Seattle land. Oh, it's because COVID. Cowboys win the Super Bowl this year. Oh, we got to put an asterisk by it because of COVID. No. People, this is football. This is a game. This is a sport. Law, this is from my dog Jimbo. Law, you think we stopped doing zone defense against the Seattle Seahawks? Well, in a zone, I think you can have some zone principles. I think that you still have to put a spy on the quarterback. I think that our pressure got to be there this weekend or tomorrow. The pressure got to be there. The front four got to apply the pressure. You got to have a spy on Russ. And as far as the zone aspect, I will play cover 2. I'll play your cover 3. I'll drop my safeties. I'll have them looking down the field. I wouldn't have them to turn their back on the quarterback. No, not Russell. He'll eat you up if you turn your back on him. But I will man-to-man the outside corners, and I will zone the hell out of the safeties. Maybe the linebackers too. Maybe they drop back into his zone, okay? I just have to do that. I would not turn my back on Russ, if that makes any sense. And I'm not glorifying Russell Wilson's skills, and I'm not admonishing or ridiculing our sets of skills on our side of on the field as it relates to defense. But this is just how I would play the Seattle Seahawks. They got a good running team. What do they like to do? What do they like to do? They like to set up the play action. We got to stop them before they get set up with the play action, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to Positive Vibes Only. Everett Smith, really appreciate you. Shout out to you again, Jessica. Don Coleman, really appreciate you for tuning in. Can't drop the linebackers. Wilson will take off easily 5-yard runs. You better sit back. You better sit back and wait. You can't drop the linebackers, but you got to have somebody to have a spy on them. I would rather have my cornerbacks playing man, safeties playing in some type of zone look, concept, and maybe, just maybe, your linebackers got to be able to cover the flats. And at the same time, in the same breath, they got a running approach that's one of the top 5 in the last 5 to 10 years, that they always end in the top 5 because that's the nature of the way they attack. Run the ball first, set up play action, and then the rest is history. They let them cook. What's on the menu? Filet mignon. Oh, what's on the menu? Ribeyes, T-bone. Hey, man, what you doing with that? What is that? That's like an elephant back. No, that's just our porterhouse. We slicing that up today. We're going to put that out there. Are you going to put it in the oven? No. We don't oven foods. We don't oven cook over here. You got gas stove over here. We got charcoal, you know what I'm saying? We got the real pit. We got a fire pit out here, baby. We ain't putting no oven food over here. Unless it's mac and cheese. And that's what Russell Wilson is cooking up. They letting him cook. This is no more toaster strudels. Shout out to toaster strudels. Toaster strudels versus part tarts. Who wins, right? Black Logan, what's good? Seattle might drop 40 on Dallas. Let me sip my coffee, man. Black Logan, really appreciate you. We're live on Periscope as well. Law, we need our linebackers to be in position for screen passes. I'm not worried about Warren catching the screen and getting upfield, more so than him just running hard-nosed downhill. I will say this, though. I will say this. They are a team that loves to run, but I'm more worried of the boots, the wiggles, and the wheel route from their running backs, though, and from the quarterback exchange. If the D brings pressure, we can win. This is from Derek Thomas. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cornerbacks in the zone is a bit iffy. This is from Cowboy Jim. I mean, I might call you Cowboy Jimbo. Jimbo Gutter. Yeah, my thing is this right here as well. We look at this game and we would say to ourselves, man, if the Cowboys can just do this, we'll be okay. And that is, we have to get 1 turnover, 2 turnovers if possible, but we have to label ourselves as we're not scared. We don't have no fear. We will not go for it on 4th and 10 or what have you, but we will push the ball down the field. I think that I like Dak Prescott better when he utilized the entire field. And their DBs is no one to really say, oh, I'm worried about this guy where he's lined up at. No. A-okay, what have you. I like some of the skill sets, but I think that I like CD better. Oh, I like Amari Cooper better. I like the one-on-one matchup better with Gallup. I think that even Dalton Schultz can give me a little something. But our main thing that we will have to worry about is one guy that we have to make sure that we double up on protection. Don't leave him coming off the edge mano-a-mano with the tight end. We have to do something else outside of that. And you guys know who I'm talking about, right? Let me know in the comment box, man, if you guys know who I'm talking about. He wears 3 and a 3 on his jersey. Let me know. I'm going to wait till you guys post his name, right? Because I'm not finna say it. Because all I hear from Cowboy fans is, we don't need him. We don't need him. We don't need him, baby. We don't need him. Yeah, quite funny. Metcalf was drafted before Tristan Hill, but Tristan Hill been showing up and showing out, though. Sheila Neal, oh Sheila. Shout out to you, Sheila Neal. Really appreciate you. Dinkin says Adams. Yeah, Adams. We don't need him, though, right? That's what fans were saying. Hey, we don't need him. He's just a box guy, linebacker guy. Man, I can just imagine my mind of way we can utilize a guy in conjunction with a Jalen Smith, in conjunction with a Joe Thomas, and you add him in on the situation. You can go with 2 linebackers, right? And he's like a glorified hybrid type of linebacker who, I will say this again, and he got more sacks than the Cowboys, collectively speaking, but equivalent or equal to, but he will be the sack leader on this team, and that's Jamal Adams, right? He wreaks havoc anywhere within the confines of the box. People look at it like this, and it always baffles me, right? When people look at a guy with his type of skill set and say, well, he can't cover. Well, bull sugar, right? Why would you need for him to cover, right? If your other safety, if your top safety is the guy that's the deep safety, and if your front four is getting home and you got him as the guy that's blitzing, even if he just stepped back in traffic and his routes are no more than, or his route concepts of stopping is no more than 10 to 15 yards, you're still winning because you're getting the level of production of unpredictability of a guy blitzing off the edge or what have you, moving him around. The quarterback got to take account for that guy, and you can do so much of smoke type of coverage, mirrors and mirrors and mirrors of coverages. I can't make this stuff up, Cowboy Nation. Jay Jackson, really appreciate you. What do you think about running a 4-2-5, big homie? 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers. Okay. I mean, it's not nothing to really. I just think that it would be good, if we can run those sets out there. But our four down guys got to be. Who will be those guys? I just still think that the Cowboys should get another big dog inside. I think we're missing out on that. And Antoine Woods, I love his moxie as it relates to his quote unquote Instagram accounts or what have you. I just don't really see the, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be PC a little bit, but I really don't see the pocket being kicked back. And I do know that we do 2 gap responsibilities opposed to 1 gap. But when he hold his line over, or when he hold his fort up, it's really like the big bad wolf is coming in and say, he blows it down. There's not a lot of power, And not saying that I'm stronger than him, for crying out loud, but I just think we need more meat. I think we need more meat within the concept that we're trying to run. If I can say those things, right? We need more meat. They think I'm big meat. 425 y'all secondary already horrible. This is from Black Logan. Shout out to you, man, on the Periscope, man. I really appreciate you, Black Logan. Don't forget to share on Periscope and also on Facebook. If you guys are here, share. Sharing is caring, right? He is a problem. Need eyes on him all game. Yeah, we do. You're talking about Adams. So you have a spy of the spy, right? So if Adams rotate to the opposite side, I think what can really set the tone is Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott. Adams coming in, he thinking he got a good spot on or a good hit on Dak. And then Zeke just come over there like and drop that head on him. Get right there, and flatten him one good time for the one time. One good time for the one time. And that would be nasty. Shout out to Black Logan. He's representing on my Periscope. He says Russell Wilson will put 300 plus yards on the Cowboys tomorrow. I agree. I actually agree that Russell will going to put up 300 yards. Nothing about this defense will say otherwise, right? But on the flip side, I think that Dak Prescott will put up north of 300 yards as well. And I know that when people perceive to look at Dak Prescott, people still don't think that he's a guy that can put up good yards, right, with his arm. And he's not careful with the ball and these sorts of things. No, Dak Prescott is very careful with the ball. And I think that our wide receivers, even though they got a DK Metcalf, even though they got a Lockett of the world and that Moore kid, I think that I would take our wide receivers over the Seattle Seahawks wide receivers any day. So if it's just a wide receiver versus wide receiver situation, Cowboys winning. Cowboys, if they play into the hand of it's a shootout type of situation and they get away from the run, we winning. It's just the bottom line. If they go away, if they abandon the run, I'm talking about the Seattle Seahawks. If they abandon the run and say, okay, they're going to drop back and just throw, we win in this game. We flat out winning. I would say strongly with bold convictions, if they pass, we winning. They go right into the wheelhouse of where we at right there. But if they run the ball and we can't stop the run, boy, we be in trouble. Even if we go back, if we go back, if we go all the way back, I'm going to go all the way close to you guys so you can feel me, right? If we go all the way back to week 1, it wasn't the passing that killed us. It was those quick runs up the gut, on the side, those quick bubble screens or what have you, little smokes or what have you, those type of things. But if they drop back, scan the field, we win that game. We win week 1. So appreciate you, Jessica. Thank you so much for sharing. Sharing is caring. Really appreciate you all the way. So that's the angle where I want it to happen. I want the Seattle Seahawks to try to air it out. Hear me out. I want them to air it out. There's more possibilities negative to happen when you throw the ball opposed to running the ball, especially against a defense like we got. Our opportunistic defense. I think, and this is just my honest thoughts. I've been live for 31 minutes. I really appreciate everybody for watching. I got about 5 to 6 more minutes. I got to hang out with family. Here's the situation. When you guys think about this, let it sink into your mental. Think about this. The type of team that I believe that we're going to be like, far as from a defensive perspective, would be like when Drew Brees won his first Super Bowl. Yeah. That defense was really a household defense. It wasn't a defense like number 1 defense in the NFL. But when the ball got into the opposition hands, or when the defense were able to cause the interception, they caught it, right? But it took them time to get to that level, that point. Oh, Lord, well, they had this. We got this and we got that too. Or when I want to say Peyton Manning, when he won his first Super Bowl. You guys remember that defense there? It wasn't top 5, top 10 defense, but they were able to take advantages of the situation. And I think that our offense, the way that we're playing now, we can be in those same realms. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail, but send them. I think that we can be in the same realms, right? Realms, of style of defense. Those wasn't like top 10, top 5 defenses when they won the Super Bowl. So I think that we can be on that type of keel. It's just going to take time. And that's a lot of praises. Shout out to you, Dennison, for sharing. And I just think that the Cowboys organization, outside of the Cowboys, just don't have a lot of patience, right? We don't. Zeke is no Zach. Who? What? Zeke is no. I'm trying to reread it, Black. You saying Dak is no Drew Brees, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, but put it like this, newsflash, Drew Brees is not Drew Brees right now. And even at that time, and like I said, if I put everything within the confines of just numbers wise, right, we can say, yeah, the teams are very comparable, right? When you look at the collective team, not just the one individuals. And I'll go back and forth with saying with people even last year, the wonderful, the brilliant Pat Mahomes, he will not have a Super Bowl if it wasn't for the Honey Badger. He would not have it if it wasn't for Frank Clark, whatever that guy's name that was streaming off the side, and Chris Jones. It took a collective team. They had to stop the run in order for them to win the Super Bowl. Think about this. Let this sink into your mental. The 49ers had a plan to, hey, when we come in here, we're going to run the rock. And if they came in there, and if the opposing team, if Kansas City Chiefs were not able to stop the run, it would have been Jimmy Garoppolo and company with the Super Bowl. All the 49ers having 6 Super Bowl rings will not go well with me. It just makes me mad and angry, right? Just like those crazy Steelers. I can't believe they got more Super Bowls than the Cowboys. And I'm not even going to talk about the Patriots, because I really don't see them as those type of franchise. If you guys get what I'm saying, right? If you guys get what I'm saying. My son, shout out to you, call her Blazy. Really appreciate you over there on the Periscope. All right, so I can't reread that, but y'all go over there in the Periscope and y'all read that comment. No, they don't go there. Dak is better. This is Jessica. Yeah, Jessica, it doesn't matter how much I can put up comparisons and analysis and the first 4 games of Dak Prescott opposed to Peyton Manning or opposed to Tom Brady or opposed to Russell Wilson or who's this guy, Big Ben Roethlisberger. People will only look at the negative. They will only look at the fact and say, well, they got Super Bowls, right? They got Super Bowls. They got Super Bowls. Like they all had Jason Garrett, right? And I'm not trying to put Jason Garrett or throw him in front of the bus or under the bus. But we still had Jason Garrett. I digress. Cowboy Nation, that's all the time that I have for this beautiful moment. Quick thoughts of the game around the corner. If you guys have loved ones that's near, give them a kiss. Let them know that you love them. Spend time with them while they're on earth. And let's continue to grind and shine. Share this content. Subscribe, follow, do all of those good things over there. This will be re-aired on my Law Nations 2.0. So if you guys are watching on the Law Nations 2.0, I really appreciate you all that's watching over there. All right, so score predictions, put them down below. Post me your score predictions down below. And on top of that, before I go, let's go, Cowboy Nation. Tell me where you guys are from. I love seeing that too when I reread the comments. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. I like to say this. When the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Let that sink in. Let's go. Remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. We're out. Peace.